ceremony. We'll also have some time after. We've got a couple of things to come outside. We're happy to do the list. All right, first off, I want to congratulate everybody on their eligibility to serve. As your recruiters can attest, not everybody that comes to speak on MEPS is found eligible. Your eligibility demonstrates yourself possessing character traits of U.S. military is looking for. So thank you. Everybody at ease and relax. So I'll bet first and foremost that boot camp's on everybody's mind, correct?
Yes, sir.
So I bet you all sorts of emotions are running through your mind. A little bit of anxiety, some nerves, happy, sad. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, I want to tell you first off, tens of millions of great Americans have gone off the base. All right, that means tens of millions of great Americans have been successful with their training. You're going to go to the best training facilities anywhere in the world, not just the United States. And you're going to train just for that, for success. I want to talk to you a little bit about some points that may help you be successful while you're at basic. And the first and foremost point is to look out for one another. This very well may be the first time that you're going to be away from home, and if it's not your first time, I guarantee you one of your shipmates will be. So I want you to look out for one another. Not just emotionally, but physically, as well as academically. So first off, emotionally, you're going to get the basics, and you might find one of your shipmates to be a little bit homesick again because it's the first time they're away from home. So what I'm going to charge you with is to do whatever it takes to cheer up your shipmate, all right? And academically, the Coast Guard, and I know the Navy, once a week on Friday, we have a big test. So if you have skills academically, share them with others in your company. And physical fitness. You may go off on a 3, you may go off on a 5-mile hike, and you might see one of your shipmates struggling a little bit. What I'm going to do is ask you to encourage them to go the extra mile. So again, you're going to have skill sets. Some are going to be stronger than others. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to charge you with sharing them. The military is absolutely legendary for looking out for one another. You're going to forge friendships starting right here today that aren't just going to last through your basics, but they're going to last throughout your entire career and possibly your life. I have friends of mine that I went to basic with, and I have friends of mine from some of my very early units back in the early 1980s that I still call. And I call on their strength, and they call on mine. So again, look out for one another. My second point is to stay positive. All right? When you get up in the morning, tell yourself that when you're in basic, that you're going to have 2 kinds of a day. Either you're going to have a good day, or you're going to have a great day, and there's no other day authorized. I've come to learn in life's journey that regardless of where we're at, regardless of what organization we're with, that there's always going to be one person that's going to be a little negative, that's going to be a little bit of a downer, that's going to see the glass half empty. What I'm going to charge you with is, in private with this individual, take them aside and tell them just what I said. Hey, you know what? You're a little bit of a downer. You're dragging the rest of us down. You're making us feel bad. And nobody wants to be around somebody that's a downer. All right? That person very well may get a little angry with you initially, but I'm positive that in a day or two that person's going to come up to you and thank you because they may not know that they're being like that, and they may not know the effects on others. All right, my third point you learned right here at the MEPS. I'm going to ask you all questions. Who has been here 3 or more times to process? Raise your hand for me. All right, there's some serious perseverance and patience. When you get off the basics, I went to Great Lakes last fall, and I observed 1,100 seaman recruits graduate to seaman apprentice as a seaman, and I checked out the medical facility, I checked out the galley, and the facilities weren't that big. So there very well may be times that you're going to have to be patient, just like you were here getting into the ranks. I'll tell you what, perseverance is definitely a shining character virtue. And again, you've all proven that here just with your patience in getting into the service to serve. So when you get off the basics, have some patience. All right, my fourth point is give yourself some extra time. So be on time, whether, you know, if you're getting into formation in the morning, give yourself 10 extra minutes so you don't forget your cover, you don't forget your bell, all right? And you have a few minutes to go back to the barracks to get it. Trust me, you're going to wish that you had given yourself the extra 10 minutes. All right, speaking of your company commander, you're going to have to trust me on this one. Your company commander has your best interest in mind, so trust me when I tell you to listen very carefully. You may not think your company commander has your best interest in mind when you're on that 3 or that 5 mile hike and you get a little bit out of cadence and you're dropped to do 20 push-ups. But trust me when I tell you, your company commander is preparing you for your success, not just for basic, but for your entire career. I still draw on my strengths from my basic training that my company commander instilled in me. I still know my company commander's name 26 years later, but I couldn't tell you somebody who I met last week name. So, just again, just trust me. So there's my 5 points that I think would be very helpful for you and me. First and foremost, look out for one another. Second, keep a very positive attitude regardless of your circumstance. 3, be patient. 4, be on time. And 5th, you're going to have to trust me on this, but listen to what your company commanders are teaching you and training you. They have your best interest in mind. All right, I want to talk to y'all a little bit about benefits. Quite a few of you may have already heard me talk about our $80,000 GI Bill. And I don't know if you know this, but y'all earn also $4,000 in tuition assistance in the active duty ranks. I make a point of going to high school about 3 or 4 times a month, and I talk to the juniors and I talk to the seniors about career exploration. One of the questions that I like to ask them when I begin my presentations is, who has $20,000 for their freshman year of college? And I ask them to raise their hand for me. Then I ask them, usually there's no hands by the way. In a class of 25, I'm 18-1. Then my next question is, who has $80,000 for the next 4 years of college? And I haven't seen a hand yet. And the next question I ask is, who knows of an employer that is offering $80,000 for them to go to college? Raise their hand. And I have yet to see any hands. Okay. With a GED or a high school diploma, you can earn $80,000 working for the U.S. government in uniform for the next 4 years of college. What a benefit. And I know of no other employer that offers that benefit. In addition to your GI Bill and your tuition assistance, here in about 10 minutes after you raise your hand, y'all are going to earn a housing allowance. That's in addition to your base pay. So what that means to you is whether you live on the ship, whether you live in the barracks, whether you live in government lease, or you live off in the economy. For the next 20 or 30 years, if you choose to have a career in the service, you'll have a housing allowance, and a clothing allowance, and a food allowance. For those of you in the Navy, sea pay and sub pay. Also, 30 days paid vacation, and the best health care. I asked the students one more time, in addition to the GI Bill and the $4,000 tuition assistance, to name me an employer who offers all those benefits with a high school or a GED graduation. And I'm still waiting for someone to come and tell me of another employer. So in other words, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations on your choice to serve. You now have continuity and some of the most excellent benefits of any employer in the United States. So congratulations. All right, your oath of enlistment. The oath of enlistment is a time-honored military ceremony, and like I said, tens of millions of great Americans have taken the exact same oath that you're about to take. So you're in very proud company. So when you say your oath of enlistment, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to say it with pride. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
I can't hear you. Is that
Yes,
understood?
sir.
All right. Before I administer your oath, I need to ask y'all a couple of questions. Have you been briefed on, and do you understand the Department of Defense's applicant briefing on separation policy and restrictions on personal conduct in the armed forces and UCMJ Articles 83, 85, and 86?
Yes, sir.
Does anyone have any questions, any reservations, or reluctance to enlisting at this time?
No, sir.
Okay, at this time, I'm going to ask everyone to please come to attention, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. I state your full name.
I,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me according to the regulations and the uniform code of military justice, so help me God. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Abby, let's give him a big round of applause. Okay, what we're going to do now, I'm going to have you all fall out and get some photos, quick photos with your friends and family.